How's it going, guys? I know a lot of you have been expecting this new video, so here it is, the next installment in our Beginner's Guide series. We have a few things on the menu today. First of all, the patch 0.10.70 has dropped, introducing a lot of new daily challenges, which will make life easier for some of you, life harder for the rest of you. I actually don't think life is gonna get any harder for any of us. It's a nice welcome change to new players with all the new stuff that has been introduced. So let's start out with that. But before we do so, let's just go through everything that we want to cover today. First of all, the title of this video is preparing for our first epic, because we've gotten to a point where we can actually do so. As you can see, we currently have 136 coins sitting in our bank, meaning that once we get Dawn Children, we can actually pay for the fee that we have to pay in order to use the crafting bench. Nice. Good thing we have that settled, and we actually can still make some money. So we want to look at what we have to do in order to prepare for the first one, and then also some of the new changes. And also, yeah, let's just start with the changes, because those will also be relevant for the next theme in the next video. Starting with the challenges, as you can see, we now have 42 weekly challenges we have to complete in order to get one minus container. The reason being is that, as you can see, all of these daily challenges, there's quite a lot. There's not 5 anymore. There is a bunch. Like, how many is there? I think there's 10 in total. So you can do this in 4 days if you are quick. Basically, the way that they split this up is, instead of doing 3 raids, you now do 1 raid, then you get some scrap, and then you do 2 raids and you get some more scrap. Then you can also do 2 battles and missions, win those, get some scrap, do 3 battles and missions, get some scrap. And besides that, you can finish 1 battle and missions and get something you can buy and sell like you usually could. And then there's complete 3 daily challenges and get some scrap too. So they kind of just split everything for those of you who do not have the time to always do 5 games, but maybe you can make it to 3 games and 1 raid, something like that, and then you will still get some progress towards the weekly challenges, which is super dope. So what does that mean for us? Well, that means that the grind will actually be a bit less hard than it is right now, and also maybe you can vary it a bit more. But this also changes the thing, because we now get like scrap in different amounts than we did before. The reason for this is because there is no longer get the cabin, get the weapon, anything like that. It's just get the scrap metal. All crafting goes through the engineer bench now. As you can see, everything is in here. There's the boosters, fuel barrel, medium wheels, dogger, avenger, ruby, breeze radio, everything is in here. You have to craft all of this stuff. This will help us though, to some extent, because you now do not have to bet on RNG in order to get specific stuff for your crafting. And that sort of brings me to the next point, that we have to prepare for our first epic. And as you can see, I'm at 136 coins right now. The reason that I am so is because we go to my market history, which is right here. You can see that I have actually done some market work while I haven't been recording. I have crafted a chameleon and I've sold it, and I've crafted a wyvern and I've sold it, purchased some stuff in order to craft a wyvern. Have we done anything else? Let's take a look. There we go. I've actually, as you can see, crafted quite a lot and sold it. The reason that I've done this is because I always monitor. You can see 38 right now, 34. So I monitor the prices, and if I see something high, then bam, I log on, I craft it, wait for the crafting to finish, and I sell it. And that's basically what I've done. Chameleon 36, wyvern 38. So if you can log on at the right times and craft stuff, you can even purchase stuff and still make money of it. So it's just about doing so. I don't know how effective this method is anymore, considering the fact that a lot of this stuff is now craftable, or everything is actually craftable. So it's purely depending on what people actually want to pay for stuff. But right now the chameleon is very high, so I actually think we can make some money off. So if you go ahead and craft these parts, we need a low power, 3 huntsmen, and 2 radios. So let's do that. And by doing this, we will save up some money, and there might not be a ton of money to earn from this. That's not really the point. The point is just craft something that we can sell and get some money in our bank without having to sit here and wait for a good price on the scrap that we have and all that stuff. This is sort of an easy way to get like a pretty good payout on your resold by doing this. So you want to just monitor that and slowly save up money this way. There we go. The radio, and we just need 1 more radio. Bam, we have all the radios we need. So now we can go back into the nomads. We can go in here, we can go to the bottom. Chameleon, yup, still high. Let's craft that one. And we only have to wait 15 minutes now, so that's another nice change. They just saved us, what am I trying to say, 45 minutes of waiting time. So that's a very good thing. While that one crafts, let's have a look at Dawn's Children and what we actually need in order to get further on with our crafting. Well, we want to unlock the Workers bench here for Dawn's Children. Once we unlock the Dawn's Children faction, currently we are sitting at level 8 on Nomads, so we have about a level and a half to go, and then we can unlock Dawn's Children and start grinding levels in here. Well, we want the Quantum Cabin. In order to get the Quantum Cabin, we need the Pilgrim, we need the Genesis, and we need the Wyvern. Luckily enough, after crafting this, whoops, we don't want to finish that, we still have 2 crafting slots left. Mind, we have a spare Wyvern cabin in our storage, so we're going to use those 2 crafting rents to craft 2 Wyvern cabins. So we have those once we switch over to the Dawn's Children instead, so that we don't need to go back in order to craft more stuff for the Quantum Cabin. Next up, as soon as we get to Dawn's Children, we want to grind some levels so that we can craft the Pilgrims. We can craft the Pilgrims pretty much immediately, and then we need to get to level 4 in order to craft the Genesis. It's not that hard. So, once we've done that, we have all of the stuff we need for the Quantum. We just need to grind some additional wires. We have plenty of time to do so. As you can see, we have more than enough plastic. We actually have more than enough plastic to almost create 2 epic items, so that shouldn't be a problem. And plastic is high right now, so do not buy it. If you want to do anything, grind it. Do not buy it. Remember that. And then we also want to craft the Icarus hovers. While the Icarus hovers goes, like, you can only craft them with these parts. And there's 2 approaches to this, in my opinion. If you stagnate on Dawn's Children and you don't really get to craft any of this stuff, say that you use all of your stuff to craft these, well then it's not a big issue to switch to the Lunatics faction, so that you can actually craft some of the big G generators. You will also need Lunatics in level 4, but eventually we will also need to have some of this stuff for our hover, especially the light frames that they offer in here, so we do need to level up Lunatics eventually. But for now, we still just want to focus on Dawn's Children and Nomads. So Quantum Cabin, then Icarus. Before we can craft the Icarus though, we also just need to craft a bunch of Lunas. I know there's a lot of info right now, and I hope you follow. If you don't, then yeah, just play the video again, I guess. So you want to craft the Genesis, the Pilgrim, and then everything else is just these. And that's why I've kept all of our wheels, so that we can just craft a ton of these Luna wheels, because that will also be the first blue wheels that we are eventually going to use for our higher power score crafts. And that brings me to the 3rd point in this video, that since the changes, or after the patch, we now have a much higher part limit. As you can see, 68 parts at level 19, and once we get to Dawn's Children, we will also be level 22, so we will have 74 parts. So we can actually make some pretty big crafts. As you can see, 56 on this, which was the old part limit, so we now have 12 extra parts already. Meaning that we can slap on a ton here into our raid build. We can't really, because as you can see, almost overweight. But we can do some pretty nice crafts, and the easiest way to get more tonnage is just by using better wheels. So that will be the main thing that we're gonna use those blue wheels for, to get extra tonnage, so that we can do bigger crafts. We can also just slap on additional wheels. Look, if we do bam like that, and then you know what, not bam like that. Grab the big frame here, there we go. Put on some more wheels. Extra tonnage, easy. But we're not gonna focus on that just yet. We just want to keep this as it is right now. So that's basically what we want to do now. We want to just craft this, sell it, since we can get a nice amount of money for it. Then we want to just prepare by crafting 2 Wyverns, and once we have those Wyverns, we basically just have to wait until we get to level 10 to Dawn's Children, and once we get to level 10 to Dawn's Children, we want to start out by crafting a few Pilgrims. We have the money left. Do make sure to keep at least 100 coins so that you can pay the epic workbench fee. Right now we will have about 40 coins left once we've paid the fee in here and in here. So we also have some money to buy in case you need anything, or in case there is something you want to try. Again, I do not advise you to go ahead and try too many different weapons, because every time you buy something and you want to sell it again, then you lose money, right? So that's the main idea behind this video, is just to do so. I want to look at this soon, our shotgun build, and I genuinely want to look at all of them because we can craft much better crafts now that we have a bigger part limit. But I also feel like that is more relevant in a future video. On a last note, I want to say that if you do not want to buy your crickets, if you want to craft them yourself, as you can see, they are not that cheap anymore. I do advise you to go to Lunatics and maybe craft yourself a few wasps, also just to get a feeling of how these unguided rockets actually work. And we can use the wasps on our sideways hover that we're gonna do. Just do note that you will have no daily challenges featuring unguided rockets, so that is a bit of an issue. And also you can see daily challenges, yes, it is bugged right now. This should have been changed to a higher number, just so that we can, like, instead of, I think it's bugged because I just completed one and you will be stuck at 4 out of 5 missions. Probably this last mission doesn't recognize these as an actual mission, so if I complete this will stay at 4 out of 5. If you watch this and it's still a bug, do not panic, it will be fixed. Hopefully, don't think we will be compensated, but yeah, let's see what happens. But nevertheless, that was it for this video. This was mostly just a talking video to tell you guys how to prepare, and the next time we will just upgrade a lot of our crafts and make them a lot better than they are right now, because we can easily make some of them much better. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe, and stay tuned to the next episode that will drop in like at the beginning of the next week. So do stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome day. Bye.